Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker has been a driving force for Europe's clean tech revolution for over a decade. Diego Pavia has led InnoEnergy since 2010, turning it into a global powerhouse for industrial clean energy innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Diego Pavia to the stage.
Thank you, Maria, and welcome again to Lisbon. How many of you are here for the first time in the TBB? Please raise your hands. It's super good news for you because you're going to experience a lifetime experience. Just surrounded by innovators, investors, corporates, regulators, doers of what both ladies and gentlemen just spoke about, accelerating Europe's clean transition. As always, I want to frame the TBB with 3 points. First, what has happened over the last 12 months in terms of the global context. Then, about the fundamentals, a reminder that the fundamentals remain. The third point will be about what energy has performed, energy being you, because we hold accountable in front of you ecosystem. And finally, for the first time, to give a bit of a glimpse of what are our ambitions for the next 4 or 5 years before I wrap up. So what has happened over the last 12 months that is relevant for our operating battlefield? First thing, Europe voted, we all Europeans voted a new parliament, a new commission, and the message is we stick to the guns. So the compass in terms of the clean evolution, both in energy and industry, remain. The speed is going to be slower, but it remains. That's the first good news. The second good news is that the Commission, that has always been putting the demand side as the guiding compass, now is also addressing the supply side. First time ever for 30 years. We're being shy in the implementation of those measures to make that the supply for this demand will be at least 40% from EU sources, but we're getting there. And that's a very strong message. We not only create a market, but we're going to harvest the growth and jobs of creating that market. So that's the first message of the last 12 months. We Europeans, we stick to the compass. The lowest speed, we will stick to the compass. The second is, well, Trump administration, that is an opportunity. They have decided to stop for 4 years in the clean evolution. So be it, it's a choice, but that's a tremendous opportunity for us Europeans, because although we are maybe a bit slow, but we stick to the same direction. So we have a window opportunity of 4 years to be ahead of the game vis-à-vis at least this economy. The second thing they've done is the trade war after the Liberation Day. That's also changing the frame. You have seen how China is reacting once the US market is closed for them, and they're dumping all their excess capacity, production capacity into Europe. Well, that's a change of the context, and we have to be agile to capture that as an opportunity, not as a threat. The third thing is that China is it the problem or part of the solution? And you see in the Commission in Brussels, that was a no-no 24 months ago. Now China is part of the toolbox of the solution for our own strategy. Except a couple of countries, all the countries understand that is the game. And number 4, the finance world, the investors. Public finances are stretched. There is no more public money. We're going to just be living in the next years with guarantees, but not with fresh cash, be it as subsidies, be it at CFDs, be it as demand-side measures. So we have to adapt in a world where there will not be public finances or different ones, and where also the private ones are just rethinking about their investment thesis. So all those things, is that opportunity? Is that a challenge? Well, you know, you are in energy, we are in energy, that's an opportunity to grasp. The fundamentals. Are the fundamentals still there? So are we on the right track for the right things? And is there a business opportunity? Is a big yes, as it was last year, and it's going to be next year. And why? 3 data. All of us Europeans in the room, we work 72 days until the 12th of March to pay the gas and oil imports. The day that we reduce those 72 days into, let's say, 20, because still you need some oil and gas, then all this wealth remains in our pockets. And that's wealth, that's jobs, that's our own autonomy. Again, 72 days in a year. Electrification, the topic of today's TBB. Today, we Europeans, we use 13,000 terawatt-hours of energy. 4,000 electric, 9,000 non-electric. In 2040-ish, the 13,000 will be 11,000, so we'll be more efficient, like for like. But the 4,000 electric will be 9,000 electric terawatt-hours. That's, again, a tremendous opportunity because those electrified sources for the demand, be it mobility, be it heating, be it hard-to-abate industries, we are masters of our destiny. And that, again, that wealth will be on our pockets. So the fundamentals remain. It's a tremendous opportunity. And just one data on this. We have in the room many of the 39 shareholders of InnoEnergy. Their aggregated market capitalization is $1 trillion. 1 year ago, it was 800 billion. So the market cap of our shareholders has increased 200 billion on 800 billion baseline because they are where they are, doing business in what we are all doing business. So the fundamentals remain. There's still a tremendous business opportunity to capture. My third point will be, again, we are accountable vis-à-vis you, the ecosystem of InnoEnergy. How have we done this year, 2024, 2025? The first thing is we have internally put our body fit for the next lap of the round. So of right size, we have taken the right people on board for the next 5 years. The second is we have been extremely disciplined on cash management. Cash is king, and that has been paying off tremendously. If we go to business, all our clean tech commodities, be it steel, iron, fertilizers, ESAF, batteries, PV, they have all progressed to industrial scale. And we're in a journey, so they will contribute, all of those, our portfolio, between 10 and 20% of EU demand. Here out, the portfolio of energy will contribute to 10 to 20% by 2030 of EU demand of steel, iron, fertilizers, ESAF, PVs, batteries. As the Secretary of State said, and the Commissioner, it's a scale game, and only you change the game if you scale. That's why also the fourth debrief on this year, we changed our brand that you see also in the shop, in the floor. And if I have to retain one of the claims, would be industrializing clean tech innovation. So innovation is the source, but either we scale it or we'll not change the game. And we are here to change the game. My last point is about the next years. João said it very clearly. It's the moment of truth. Is whether Europe wants to be or not to be. We, InnoEnergy, we have decided we're on the to-be side. And we're going to make us a part of the solution to accelerate what Europe needs. And for this, for the last 2 years, we have revised our strategy with our shareholders that approved that unanimously in June. And we are accelerating and not only doubling down, but triple down in our ambitions. Just 3 numbers of our next 5 years' ambition. We are going to deploy directly from our balance sheet into your ecosystem 1.2 billion euros, just to make you accelerate and to find the new disruptors out there in the market. 1.2 billion from our balance sheet into the ecosystem. Number 2, our ecosystem of portfolio companies, the industrial ones, they're going to raise together with us 160 billion euros. Remember the Draghi number, 800 billion per year? So you portfolio companies, 160 billion next 5 years. So we account for roughly 4 to 5% of those ambitions. So we are meaningful to make the change happen. And the third is we're going to increase our share value between 3 and 4 times. Those are the 3 main KPIs. Keep that in mind, because you are the main beneficiaries, and we're going to do that together. And what we're doing to make that happen? Well, first, we're bringing additional strategics to our cap table. That is our strength. The second, we're complementing our toolbox with an asset manager. We are very good in identifying the disruptors, make them grow up to Series Bs and Cs. Now we're going to bring in our toolbox somebody to bring growth capital for your journey. And number three, we're just ramping up in terms of the team that will lead this journey in the next 5 years. And stay tuned for tomorrow at 11 because we'll get more news on this here on stage. So, dear ecosystem, we're in a mission and we are delivering. But the moment of truth for Europe is now, the next 5 years. And we want to be in the right side of history. One number to finish. As you know, this is about business transactions. This morning, when we entered this room, we had 2,800 meetings pre-booked to do that, transactions to make the clean industrial deal advance. So let's hit the road. Thank you.